on the back of, Arsene Wenger is the FIFA head of development, or, as I say, the FIFA, I've got to justify my job. I just for the life of me can't work out why anyone would want to water down an event, the biggest event in the world, why anyone would want to water that down and see it every 2 years. Part of the beauty is that it's every 4 years. Part of the beauty is we have to wait for it to come round. Part of the beauty is we don't know from one World Cup to the next who's going to be playing, who's going to be managing. Every 2 years, it just becomes a bit... And that's one of the great things about the World Cup. We see sport being sped up so much. We've got the 100, we've got the 2020 snooker. Of course, I love it. We've got the snooker shootout. We've got... Every sport is trying to make things quicker and faster.
Well, rugby are doing it by 12 people.
Right.
Game franchise with 12.
There are some things that should just be left alone, and the World Cup's one of them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd love to do it. If you look into it, though, what they're also trying to do is cut down the international breaks. Wenger's proposed 2 international breaks, which will be March and October, so clubs would be happier. The thing is they won't be happy with is after a tournament they've got to have the 25 customary rest, 25 days rest before they go back to playing competitive football. You already looked at 2026 World Cup. There's going to be 48 nations playing in it. So the next one after that could be the first one that's every 2 years. I don't have a problem with it. If you look at the Ashes, that's every 2 years. That's a huge sporting event. You look at the Ryder Cup.
Hold on. The Ashes is just between 2 nations.
It's still huge, mate. It's one of the biggest sporting events
I'm not saying
around.
it's not, but what I'm saying is it's just 2 nations.
Ryder Cup is every 2 years. One in America, then the next
one.
In
2 nations. I know it's rest of the world, and do you know what I mean?
But it's absolutely huge. And
but what's wrong with Tell me what's wrong with 4 years.
When I hear all those people talk about there's nothing where to change. Football keeps changing all the time. The Premier League were brought in. People said that won't work. Well, that's worked, hasn't it?
Did they say the Premier League will work?
Yeah, people were moaning about the Premier League's coming in cash. It's going to be spoilt by cash. Every idea that comes out, people will always voice against it to start with. The 100 at cricket won't work. Guess what? It did.
Yeah, but why do you want it?
The Champions League changed. Oh, what they changed it for? It was always good. What they changed it for? It's worked.
Yeah, but why do you want to change
Transfer system, changing it to 2 windows. Guess what? Right. It's worked.
Right, but why do you want to change it? Actually, you could argue the transfer window hasn't
changed things a lot in life.
You could argue the transfer window hasn't changed. You could have that argument. I don't think necessarily it's better now, but that's a conversation to have another day.
It's just the way we live. People want things now all the time. It's the way we are, and things change. And if it means...
you'd have the Euros every 2, so effectively you'd have a big competition every 2 years.
Yeah, but the World Cup, the World Cup's the big one for me. Is where you look at the World Cup.
But I'm just saying, you don't want the Euros, World Cup, Euros.
Sometimes, right. One of the arguments I would go with is, but having been a player who's missed a World Cup because coming back from injury, didn't have enough time, whatever, to play in it. I've missed an Ashes, I've missed a West Indies tour, and they came around every 4 years. So you miss stuff like that. This is an opportunity for footballers to play at the highest level in a World Cup, not have to wait another 4 years. You know, you have a window as a peak, as an elite player. Your window might be 5 years. So you could end up just playing 1 World Cup. Is that the way it should be?
Well, you could end up playing none, even if it was every 2 years if you got an injury, if you weren't picked.
But you've got an opportunity 2 years later to play in another one. Unless you're really unlucky and every time a World Cup comes around, you're injured.
Don't you think part of the beauty of the World Cup is that it's every 4 years? If it came around every 2 years, it'd be a bit watered down. It'd be like, it's only 2 years ago we had the last one. It wouldn't be as special, would it?
Well, it would, because you'd probably get a different winner.
Is that
every
good?
time? Last time we had a World Cup here, 66.
Yeah.
We keep bidding for it. There's countries that bid for it, have bid 5-6 times and never got one, because it's got to go around the whole world to take football around the world.
But that's not a reason to have it 2 years.
No,
just so other
but
people
it is
can have
another way. Yeah, but it does. It spreads the love, doesn't it? It does spread the love, and there's more opportunities. Players get to play who would dream of playing. More nations who players who've never played in a World Cup get the opportunity. If you miss, look at that not golden era of Welsh football, but they had a team that had some very, very good players who never, ever played in a World Cup. Never played. Scotland went through such a long period of not World Cups.
But it's not a reason to have it more
frequently.
Well,
it is, because it gives them the chance to qualify, and these players from lesser nations to play in it.
But you should only qualify if you're good enough, not because it's coming round more often.
Well, if it comes around more often and you're good enough, you still have to be good enough to qualify.
Yeah, but you shouldn't if you're not good enough to qualify once every 4 years.
But a smaller nation, Andy, might only have a window of 4 years where they've got that elite number of players. So they get, if they miss out on one because they're in an hard group, whatever, the next time, if it's every two, they might qualify.
Look at Belgium, right?
It can.
We can go back maybe 2, possibly 3 big major competitions, including a couple of World Cups, where Belgium have been one of the teams where everyone goes, their team of, from
the
1
last
to 11.
2.
Okay, but Euros and World Cups I'm counting, right?
Yeah.
So if you put that every 2 years, they've got more chance of winning it. And you might think, maybe if they're not good enough to win the World Cup, but you're going to bring it around more often, they'll win it. I just think it devalues it a bit. I love the idea that, for argument's sake, we had that World Cup in '86, the hand of God, Maradona, Argentina. You look back on it, you go, oh, what a fantastic tournament. We've got to wait 4 years for Italia 90. And then we had Italia 90. You had so many stories. If you had it so much more frequently, I don't think you'd get as excited about it. I don't think you'd have as many stories.
Yeah. Do you know, if it didn't happen, it wouldn't bother me. But if it happens and it's every 2 years, I'd embrace it.
Okay, let's go.
And I'd watch it. I'd go and watch these.
Of course, we'd all watch it. We'd all watch it.
Exactly. So that is the key here, right?
I just think
slagging it off, and all these people, right, who are slagging it off, who I've heard on talkSPORT,
right,
they'll be the first one who'll think that. Lee, can I go to the World Cup in Brazil? Can I go to the World Cup in China?
Yeah, but that's not...
No, write down everybody who don't want to be part of a World Cup every 2 years.
No, that's unfair.
If I was
that's unfair,
there,
Goughie.
Cross them off. Ben,
no.
Cross. Cascarino, cross.
No.
Don't let them go if they're that bothered about it.
But you can't justify it.
But they don't want it.
No, but your argument can't be based on whether or not talkSPORT presenters are saying, should be eligible to go to a World Cup.
Well, they don't want to go. They don't want to go. They say it's rubbish. They only want it. So every 4 years, we can think about employing them.
I don't see the connection.
And then every second year, no, you're missing that one because you're not bothered about it. That's what they should do.
Let's go to the phone lines, 08717223344. But by the way, if Lee is listening, I think it should be moved every 2 years. I love it. I want to go to Brazil. Martin's up next. Hello, Martin.
Hello, guys. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, excellent show. Glad to have you on board at the drive time as well,
that's
mate.
Very kind. Thanks.
Brilliant. A sterling job.
Thank you, Martin. Thanks, Dad. Martin.
Yeah,
sorry.
I am going to completely disagree with you. I think 2 years for a World Cup, as long as we get ready to Euros, as long as obviously that's got to go.
Why?
But I think because it's why waste time with the Euros? Why don't you just get on with seeing who the best team in the world is every 2 years? Who cares who the best in Europe is? Who's the best in the world?
Did you not watch the Euros? You didn't get excited when we got to the final?
Yeah, I got excited when we got to the final. I wasn't excited when we started playing.
Why did you get excited if it's on the back of who cares?
But if we haven't got a choice to watch it, I'm going to much prefer to see who the best in the world is.
I'm with you. I'd rather have best in the world.
Yeah, but hold on. But what about if we get knocked out of the group stages early on? We haven't got another competition for...
Well, then we're not good enough to be there in the first place. We deserve to get knocked out. It's like... I think it's a much better competition. The players are going to be on a much bigger stage all the time. I think the players would prefer it as well. Every 2 years you get to see who the best player is, and who the best team is. I just think it's a much better thing.
So Martin, not only do you want the World Cup every 2 years, you'd get rid of the Euros. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you can't have so you've got a Euro 1 year, and then I don't think we need the Euros, and I think then that gives it gives the Premier League teams the rest that they all so desperately need, or so they say. But I just think every 2 years we've got the World Cup to look forward to. I don't see the point of Euro. That'll be like what's the Ferrero Rocher Cup that Tottenham are in, or whatever. It'll be like that.
Europa Conference League.
Like that. Yeah, it'll be like that. It's just Who cares?
You're comparing the Euros. The competition we just got beat in the final to the competition Spurs are in.
Yeah. If the world every 2 years, that's what the Euros will become. But at the minute, it's a great thing. If we don't have it, we'll keep it the same. Fair enough. But I would like to see every 2 years.
Okay.
I'll get excited. And like Goughie was saying as well, people want things quicker. Having to wait every 4 years to see who the best team in the world is. I mean, a lot can happen in 4 years, So I think...
Why don't we have it every year then? Like the Champions League? Why don't you do that?
Oh, it's too much. It's too much. I won't be able to... Our hearts won't take it. Imagine the clean-up at Wembley. Look, we've only just cleaned this one up. What?
Oh, we still won't get it for another 50 years. Don't worry about that, Martin.
Yeah, I know. That's true. But no, I think it would be a good thing.
Okay.
I think it's something for people to get excited about. I think it's a really good idea.
All right, well, there you go. That was Martin having his saying. Of course, he's wrong. So let me know what you think. 08717223344. He made some good points. I hear what you're saying. I still think we should keep it at 4 years. I can understand. I'm a traditionalist. I like things...
Listen, I've just said to you, if it stays at every 4 years, okay, that's fine. That's fine by me. I'm not going to sing a song and dance about it. But if it goes to 2, I'll watch it.
If it goes to
that's
2,
the key.
If it goes to 2, go every 2 years, yeah? Yeah, so if you're like me and Goughie and you think it should be every 2 years, 08717 223344. This is Drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein and Darren Gough. With WeBuyAnyCar.com, buying without part exchanging could get you a bigger discount on your next car.